And we're off. Right off the bat, we're checking magic again. Level 1 has Fast, Ice 3, Brack, so definitely some good options. We've got in Viz 2, we've got Fade, we've got Exit. Unfortunately, that Exit is not learnable to our Red Mage, and Fade is only available with the tail, so we will not be seeing Fade today.
Looks like White Shirt was available in the shop. Mage Staff, Bane was available in the weapon shop. So those are nice little clear spells, but they're a little expensive. Mage Staff was only 2,000, so that's not too bad at all.
Yeah, that could definitely help out with grind with the black belts being lower level. Until they get to, about level 20 or so, they're not going to be doing that much damage with punching. So having an option for them to do some AoE to clear out, that's going to...
I think it almost... Yeah. Oh, sorry, I was going to say, I think it would almost be a good idea to check the king, because you might get that early Masa, but it turns out he just gives you the slab.
I actually always like to check the king first. And that plays into the extra experience points more than necessarily getting a item from the king. I really like to check the king. Hopefully I get a key item, and then that one key item from the king means that fighting the pirates will get you to level 7 instead of level 6. And so what I like to do is talk to the king right off the bat, and then go fight the pirates and get to level 6 or 7, and use that to really accelerate. And level 2 Nuke and Cure 4. So we have really good spell options.
That is a Red Mage's wet dream right there. You get both your high-level healing spell and a high-level damage spell in your level 2 slot.
Yeah, I mean, between level 1 and 2, you could have a Red Wizard with Ice 3, Fade, Fast, Cure 4, and Nuke. So all the tools in the toolkit to really go fast. Ooh, and we have our first ribbon sighting, finding a ribbon loose in Matoya's cave. And Vicky hands over the crown, which means yet again we're going to get a lot of experience points from our key. Ribbon's buyable in Provoca as well. A little bit expensive, but not too bad.
Yeah, for 13k you can always come by and pick that up after a grind, because you're going to get a lot of gold.
Yep, so we got all our runners kind of converging on the pirates, taking them out, getting some experience points, key items. And boy, we're set up to go very fast, so we will see what this run has in store for us. It has all the makings of a very fast run, so we will see.
And everybody's just kind of high-fiving and waving at each other in Provoca right now.
So was that Brax's Muse only using a 2-man strategy? Did one of his black belts die?
I have to be completely honest, I missed it. He might have died to the pirates, and then he just never rezzed them.
That is a really interesting option. You don't necessarily have to pick your black belts back up if they die. You could try and prioritize the extra experience points and go all in on, grinding to like level 42 and just make sure you can one-shot to. We have all of our spectators commenting that they're hoping for some real nastiness from Doper, so we'll see. We did see the Mazmune from Sarda and the Power Bonk from the Sages and Crescent Lakes, so those are going to give our Black Mages something to do in the meantime until they've got the high damage for level 32 onward punching. Hey, Gary and Old Wolf subscribing with Twitch Prime. Thank you very much.
I mean,
I want to give a shout out to Randomizer again for helping host the Chaos Rush tournament. We really appreciate being able to use the platform and broadcast our races here. Don't forget to check out the Discord for the Final Fantasy Randomizer Community Center, or support the devs and play the randomizer at www.finalfantasyrandomizer.com. If this is something that you're interested in doing, we have people in the community that would be very happy to help you get set up and make sure you have everything that you need to know. And definitely check out the randomizer for yourself if it's something that interests you.
Yeah, as Lord Fizzlebeef had pointed out, Tyrnix has found the rock goals in the Earth Cave, and that's a very good tile if you can survive the attacks from them. Oh, he runs into a pack of lobsters. Probably wants to run away from that one.
Yeah, I mean, rock goals, and we've got nuke, and rock goals don't have a lot of magic defense, so a single nuke is often enough to take out a pack of rock goals. So if we can get even just 2 fights under our belt, that's a lot of experience points. Takes a stone poison to the face though, and loses the ability to cast that nuke. So
yeah.
Gotta look and check to see if maybe you can get some experience elsewhere first and then go back.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a little tough, especially like if he tries to do. I doubt he'll do a solo grind, but if he wanted to do a solo grind on those with all that slows, I don't think he'd be able to kill the rock goals. He would definitely.
I don't think a solo grind is doable, but I think with the AoE available, that's a good option. So if we can get just a little bit of money and go buy one of those ribbons in Provoca, that is looking very tasty. Gregory Puff asks, is that Dangwoo talking? It is Dangwoo.
I was here to comment or commentate for you there, Gregley. You did a great job, sir. Oh, thank you, thank you.
All right, so Neon Gray finished with the Crown Quest chain. Has found a pro ring available in the Elfland Treasury.
Somebody said that they found 4 red anklos. I didn't see. Was that a trap tile? Or was that just
a
an
trap tile? I think it was in Volcano.
Ooh, I mean that could be pretty good, but those anklos, whew, those things hit hard sometimes.
Game Boy F9 pointing out that it was the Northwest Castle that had the Arankleos.
And Demon Frog's gonna try him, and 3 hits from the red anklos. Ooh, those things hit hard.
Yeah, that's probably a bit too much damage for being a viable grind tile, so gonna have to look elsewhere probably.
And Tyrnix is going against the Sphinxes again. Seems to be a good call, at least at the moment from what I've seen. I haven't seen anything else that's really accessible, unless you're doing the rock rolls and you get a nuke cast off the start.
Well, I think the idea here is to grind the Sphinxes to the point of being able to grind the rock rolls. I think that would be what I would do in this situation. Grind to somewhere around the range of like level 20-ish maybe, and then switch over.
And like you said, then he can always just, I mean, it's kind of a time waste, but you can always go with that money and go get the ribbons, and then you're safe from the poison spells of them, and you can easily kill them.
I mean, it definitely would take a little bit of time to go over and buy that ribbon, but that's time well spent when you're protecting your nuke cast. Demon Frog appears to have found guard sentry tile, and looks like Temple of Fiends locked. They're hitting pretty hard though, and barely scrapes by, but gets a good bit of experience points to that red wizard. But he resets out.
Definitely looks like a lot of these trap tiles are very unforgiving. They are not being nice to most of them. A wraith tile, not very lucrative.
Yeah, so far we've seen some pretty dangerous options. So we'll see how our runners adapt to that, whether they continue to try and look elsewhere or if they just kind of settle in and figure out what's the least objectable option.
And Brax has already killed off his other party. Looks like he's trying to do a solo, but those Sphinxes aren't being nice to him either. I think it might be a little too early for that.
Yeah, with the amount of damage the Sphinxes are doing, it's a little bit dangerous to be trying to do a solo grind here. You have only one melee attack per round that you can do, so at best you're killing one Sphinx. That's not really going to do the job. Red Mage is going to have to stay alive for the grind.
Yeah, especially if you don't have the Opal Bracelet to help absorb those attacks. These black belts have no armor essentially right now, except for whatever level they're at, and I don't think he was very high, so he's just getting punched to death.
Yeah, it's a little bit surprising. Even at higher levels, the black belts really just don't have a whole lot of absorb. You know, they get that one per level, and by the time you're in, you know, level 42 or something, it seems like that should be a good amount of absorb and enough to keep you safe, but it really just doesn't ever feel that way to me.
And the Rockholes don't actually have a lot of health. They have about 150 health. And even with the slows, you can get through the Rockholes' health. So Brax is able to kill 2 of them. But they do have paralyzed though, so it's going to be a little rough.
Yeah, that black belt doesn't really have the levels to be able to resist the magic reliably. So I think this is a little bit ambitious trying to do this solo grind already, as he takes a stone poison and kind of proves the point. And
Game Boy just pointed out Neon Gray has some really cool sprite changes on there, and the Chimeras looked really cool. And Brax is still going for it. He's going for the Rockholes still.
Yeah, it seems a little bit ambitious to me to be doing a solo grind this early. You know, if that black belt was already level, say, 32 or something like that, I think I could understand that, but this feels a little bit too ambitious. Demon Frog seems to be pretty happy with the sentry. Although it's, again, still doing a lot of damage, so we will see.
Yeah.
Looks like none of our runners have really decided what they want to do just yet.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Just as you had said that, he seems pretty happy with it. One of the sentry hits his black belt for 230 damage and kills him. Those things are hitting hard.
Yeah, it's something that's kind of a trade-off with the sentry guard fight, is that sentries hit very hard, so you have to weigh the possibility of them one-shotting your characters or two-shotting your characters against the amount of experience points that you're getting, so definitely a tough choice.
Here's something we haven't seen. We have Neon Gray actually heading up to the waterfall. He just got into a combat with some frost dragons in the river, but he's actually heading up to waterfall. I don't know if he's checking that tile or not. Probably. Well, he was up until he reset.
Yeah, waterfall is definitely an option. There is a trap tile up there. There's another incentive item to be able to get yourself more experience points, or you know, potentially find like a tail, or I think we've seen both Mazmune and Power Bonk, so not anything good in the item pool to find.
And Neon Gray learns his lesson and saves, so he doesn't have to make that trip again if he dies.
Yeah, Fizzle pointing out Waterfall over Ice Cave seems a little bit questionable. I tend to agree. There are 5 trap tiles available in Ice Cave, although if we don't have Warp, I'm not necessarily thrilled about them. So, Maybe that's kind of the reason. At this point, might grind Lich 2. That is technically an option. You could just sit there and grind a Fiend tile in Temple of Fiends Revisited. Speaking of Temple of Fiends Revisited, Tyrannex is doing a quick Topher dive. We'll see whether this is an information check or just looking for items. Finds Tiamat 2 right off the bat.
Ooh, and Tiamat hits for 622 damage on his first black belt. Ouch. Although that was his lower level black belt, but oh, he still hits for 629. 5 hits, 629 damage on his black belt.
Yeah, so Tiamat 2 is definitely packing a punch, so we're gonna try left.
So if the alternate boss is Tiamat 2, that's one deadly Tiamat 2 you're gonna... He has information on, which is good for him.
Yep, we still will have to see what the actual final boss is, but that is a possibility. Carry 2, not so much of a problem though, with 16 hits for about 700 damage, and Carry 2 is down. Followed immediately by Kraken 2. So, we'll see. Looks like Kraken 2 does not have a lot of absorb. That was only 5 hits for but 500 damage, so left definitely seems to be the way to go.
Looks like it had a little bit of evade though. Lost 3 hits. But easy to kill. Looks like about 800 health at the max.
Yep, Tyrannex getting to the alternate final boss with all party members alive. And meanwhile, Neon Grey doing a Marsh dive, so we'll see what lies in store down in Marsh Cave. We have Lich Phantom again, and this is probably the party you really don't want to see with black belts, because those Phantoms will just chew through black belt HP.
And just as you said that, a crit for 400 health on a level 30. Yep, and his black belt is down in 2 Phantom shots.
Yeah, so definitely this is the kind of final boss that could trip up our runners, despite this looking like a seed that had a potential for going extremely fast. We're going to need some good turn order and some high damage on nukes.
Meow Me now brings up a good point. End boss is bringing the pain. I mean, most of the grind tiles also brought the pain, but whew, that alternate boss definitely brought the pain.
It looks like Demon Frog has gotten nice and cozy with these rock goals. I think that was level 34 that I saw. Rax's Muse did finally bring back the Red Mage and is now using a 2-man grind as opposed to 1-man grind.
Tyrannex is trying it again? Oh, but he forgot to raise his black belt.
No life was available.
Oh, that's right. And double
Lich
nuclear.
has first turn nuclear. So that's definitely off the table. And Asher Wells has been an absolute beast and just finishes at 19 minutes 10 seconds off screen. GG Asher Wells.
Asher has been doing a lot of practicing lately, and it's really been paying off, as a lot of you have seen from last night and tonight. I know a lot of other people have practiced too, but Asher has really been putting in the results from all that practice.
Yeah, Asher had an excellent showing both last night and again today. Asher is out to prove that he's a force to be reckoned with in this tournament, so definitely don't sleep on that. Oh, we have a T-Rex sighting on Neon Grey's screen. One of the most experienced points from a single enemy in the game, so definitely a nice fight to.
Look, it's a unicorn.
It is the unicorn of Final Fantasy 1.
I wonder how amazing would that be if it was like, if it was off of the encounter table, a first turn encounter table right there. Grind that off if it was a quick encounter steps.
Yeah, if that was a quick encounter off a power cycle, that could definitely be a good option. Looks like Neon is doing a whole bunch of exploration, checking out. Checking out ordeals and finds the 2 to 3 eye tile, and definitely this is going to be an option.
Looks like they have about.
Black Belt takes a nasty hit down to 6 HP.
Sorry about that. I was just gonna say they have about 300 HP, so they definitely have some health on them, but nothing a nuke can't handle, or a black belt. That definitely would have been a very good option, but how many people actually check ordeals first, though?
Yeah, it's definitely a bit out of the way, but sometimes it pays off. So Tyrannex back in Temple of Fiends Revisited. Demon Frog now taking a visit down, and is through the 2 Fiend fights, and Demon Frog's going to get his first look at the alternate final ball.
Ooh, that was a nice punch. He got rid of one of the nuclears. Ooh, and those phantoms have almost 400 health. That is very unfortunate.
Gameboy asking if anybody has the standings for the tournament handy. I do actually have them pulled up. So as of last night, because we haven't run any calculations for tonight, Asher 1611 or Asher Wells is in first place. Wappy 103 was in second place. Tarnin's in third. Len the Cat's in fourth. Fifth place is Cheesenator HG. Sixth place is Leggy Starscream. Seventh is Allerger Brap. Eighth is Braxus Muse. A Tiny Fairy is ninth. Sawney Wrath 11 is in 10th. Solaris Strix was in 11th place. And Hypes Nova was in 12th place. Again, that doesn't take into account any of today's runs, but that's the current standings for the tournament.
Demon Frog looking a lot better here. Both Liches attacked instead of casting nuclear, so that helps. He might be able to get that second nuke off. I think at this point it might have been, well, I was going to say it might have been better to attack your black belt against the Liches, but unfortunately, looks like either way, he is probably going to die here.
I definitely agree with the decision to have the black belt punch the Phantoms. The Phantoms are the real threat. Even though Lich has nuclear, those Phantoms are guaranteed to punch for as hard as nuclear will.
Oh, yeah. I agree with you. It was just because it was a turn 2, and he'd already cast 1 nuke. I was hoping Nuke would have casted at least average roll, and he would have killed them all. But unfortunately, it went under. So he wasn't able to kill all the Phantoms with his nuke.
So Neon sitting here grinding some eyes. Going to be getting some good levels. This is fortunately, already almost level 40, so definitely going to just get to 42 and make sure that they're able to just get through Topher in one go. Although the Fundead are definitely the one party that can even wreck a level 50 party's deck. And unfortunately, Demon Frog takes a nasty punch from a Phantom to his Red Mage before getting that second nuke out, so gonna have to reset.
And it's rough too, because if you go with your lower level character in the front and he dies early, all that's gonna do now is just, the way they target each of your party members, they're gonna split between the two anyways. So I think it's hard decision what to do on who you're going to put in front.
Off stream, we have a second place finish for this seed. Tarnin has finished at 25 minutes and 18 seconds. And we have some meme strats coming out from Braxis, showing E Hondo on the screen, throwing out all those punches.
I love when he puts that up there on that. It looks so great.
Alright, so Braxis Muse takes down Kraken, and we're on to final boss again. So we'll see if his level 34 party can take out the Phantoms and Lich. Neon Gray apparently committing to a long grind here back in Ordeals. Neon Gray's still looking to get out, it looks.
Brax got a couple of good hits off of his nuke charges on the Phantom, so he might be able to hit them all. Oh, well, that's not going to happen when you get crit like that.
Oh, and gets rubbed for insult onto injury. So, definitely of this final boss being a little bit rough today.
Looks like Neon Gray has a level 43 black belt.
Yeah, 43 black belt is definitely going to be able to have the HP to hopefully survive a couple of Phantom hits. So hopefully that'll be enough to get through this Lich Phantom. Yeah, Asher pointing out that this is the kind of seed where you definitely want to have kept both of your black mages alive, or black belts alive, and I definitely agree. Obviously, Neon Gray hasn't seen the alternate final boss yet, but it would definitely have helped to have both black belts alive. We got Demon Frog through again, through the Kraken fight, and on to the alternate final. Going with a fast and punch the Phantom strategy. Able to one-shot the Phantom now even without the fast, so that's definitely going to help make this fight a lot safer. I believe we're going to see a punch and cure force strategy.
If he gets a good turn order like what he did, I think he's got a... Oh, well. That crit kind of turned things around real quick.
Man, those Phantoms critting for 400 is no joke.
Oh, that was a good turn order.
Very, very lucky turn order, and Demon Frog keeps the black belt alive with only 2 Phantoms left. This is probably in the bag at this point.
Unfortunately, he casted the Ice 3 instead of his nuke charge there, but hey, he still got it, punched him out.
Another 1700 damage later, and Demon Frog finishes 4th place, 29 minutes on. Tyrannex back onto the final boss. Neon Gray moving on to the final boss as well. Braxis Muse also getting through Kraken 2 onto the final boss.
Tyrannex's black belt.
A lot of Phantom.
Sorry, Tyrannex black belt got back-to-back critted. 400, another 400, and just died. These Phantoms are just not nice at all.
We have an off-screen finish. Wappy takes 5th place with 29 minutes and 52 seconds. And One Fine Day also joining us in chat. GG. Your next had to take a reset after having lost everybody but just that one black belt. We have our 6th place finisher off stream. Leggy Starscream finished at 30 minutes 31.
GG Leggy, nice job. Looks like Tyrannex is going back to grind some more.
Yeah, I don't blame him, especially to keep the other black belt alive. I think is the real thing that he needs here. Just to have 2 black mages to be able, or black belts rather, to be able to punch things faster and soak up more hits.
The other
Fine Day pointing out Fiends and Warmech can't kill you if they're dead. Absolutely true. Yep, Cryuji asking in chat how many more races today. This is the last one for today. We got through the first 2 seeds lightning fast, and this one's wrapping up. But we will be back on Monday night with more Chaos Rush action at 7 p.m. Eastern is the next race. There's also another one coming at Tuesday, 10 p.m. for all you West Coasters. We're going to have a late night FFR stream.
Lich casting Lit 2 on Brax's, so that's a lot better, but at the same time his black belt is still getting crushed by those phantoms. Yep, there he goes.
Gameboy F9 asking for confirmation if it's 6 or 7. It looks like it's 7 p.m. Eastern for the Monday night race.
Neon Gray got 2 good hits off a nuke on 2 of his phantoms, so he might be able to 2-turn, but his black belt goes down really quickly once again by the phantoms. He might have a chance if his red mage goes first. High roll? He might get... Nope.
Unfortunately takes another wipe. These Lich Phantoms not messing around today. They're doing a lot of damage. And our restreamer Edgeworth hard at work pulling in another runner for us. And we're punching more rock goals because that's what this seed requires apparently. We'll see if Neon Gray can't get through this time.
Come on, nuke, hit hard. 200, 240. That's not gonna cut it. Unless he gets like 375 plus on all of his nukes on him. I don't think he's killing the Phantom.
Another punch and the Lich is down. We're switching over to some Cure Force strats. Unfortunately, the Red Mage goes down. If we can get some good turn order, this is still doable. This is definitely a rough... ooh, that's a rough critical. 300 damage is going to make this very tough. Yeah, I definitely agree with One Fine Day pointing out in chat that you've got to punch the Phantoms, not the Liches. The Phantoms are definitely the danger here.
And Neon Gray just picked up a light axe. I'd almost think that'd be pretty worth it, because nukes are having a hard time killing them in 2 goes. Maybe adding a light axe will be able to clear them out to help out with the damage rolls.
Yeah, especially for the lower level black belt, give them the light axe in the beginning just to do some more AoE damage and hopefully eliminate those phantoms fast.
maybe have that low level black belt in his case at the bottom, so he's not getting destroyed right away, and just use him as a caster. Just try and kill the phantoms if you can get away with it.
Kraken intensifies. Yep.
So far, he's getting a good turn order. He can still do it though if he gets a good nuke off. Yeah, especially with the light axe attacking again. I think this nuke can kill most of them.
As long as the nuke comes out before the red mage takes too much damage, this is potentially doable.
And it
Doesn't
rolled
quite get
low.
all the phantoms. We need good turn order.
Oh!
Oh!
I believed.
Hey! Neon has finished in 7th place with a time of 36 minutes and 13 seconds. GG, Neon. So arrives at 9 hit points and gets the job done.
Not even close, baby.
Joined in chat now by Neon Gray. GG, that was a very clutch finish.
Red mage, best mage.
That red mage definitely came in clutch.
Yeah, that was, I was expecting to die, but I'm sitting there thinking, this fight comes down to turn order. I win the fight if I get the right turn order, and I finally got it, so yay.
That you did. You found the highest XP yield grind tile out of any of our runners on stream. That 2 to 3 eyes, they were treating you pretty nice.
Yeah, that was, you know, I hate running around so much on this flag set for it, but, you know, literally everything else I found was so bad for XP. I was like, you know, I don't want to go to Ordeals, but if I have to go to Ordeals, I'll go to Ordeals. And what a pillar maze that was. That was like the worst one I've seen.
Yeah, we definitely saw that tripping you up a little bit. Tyrannix trying to get through this Lich Phantom fight, gets through all the Phantoms, but takes a bad nuclear, and the black belt goes down. Lich and Phantoms claim another.
Yeah, when I was watching you, and when you had on that run where you had killed him, you finally checked the chest and you had found that light axe. I'm like, you know, with 2 nukes, nuke has not been rolling very high, but that light axe might be able to help you 2 turn those, and that's kind of what it did. I mean, you still got low rolls on your nuke, but I honestly think that light axe really helped you to be able to do that.
Yeah, I think so too. I was like, you know, like I haven't bothered checking any of those chests otherwise, because I'm like, oh, I got black belts, I don't need to check chests, but I'm like, you know what, maybe there's something in there that'll do it, and light axe, I'm like, yeah. Like, that black belt, you know, because they died on the grind, they weren't of any sort of level to do anything otherwise, and the AoE on that fight, I mean, like I said on the first seed, that boss comes down to AoE.
And I just realized Corneria actually in the weapon shop had Mage Staff for 2,000.
And of course, I wasn't checking really weapon shops, so.
Okay. I just thought about it just now. I was like, you know, that would have helped out pretty good, because you could just have all your people just cast AoE and you'd be able to kill.
Yeah, I mean, because of those nuclear on those liches, you know, you still need to drop those fast. But that's why I leveled the black belt as high. That and, you know, with my only good grind being so remote, I'm like, I don't want to have to come back here.
Oh, I don't blame you at all. But those phantoms had a really high crit chance, and they did not like the light warriors at all.
Yeah, no, those guys are brutal. Those are almost always the real threat there.
So a couple of updates. Tyrannix did forfeit from the race, has decided he's had enough. Cheesenator HS has finished in 8th place with a 39-minute, 48-second time. GG to Cheese.
And Cheesinator is actually one of our newer ducklings, and he has grown very well. He's been doing very well in this for only getting a very. I mean, he's been playing a lot of the Chaos Rushes lately, but he's grown a lot from where playing the vanilla game, checking all the chests and stuff like that. He's done amazing progress compared to where he was at.
Yeah, absolutely. Cheese has been putting on a good showing so far. So we've got Braxis Muse still trying to finish up. Off stream, we've got Solaris Strix and Aliger Brap still trying to finish up. So just still have a couple runners left in this race. So we're definitely going to give Braxis Muse the opportunity to try and finish out this seed.
Yeah, I mean, I figure, one nasty one out of the pack, that's fair enough, I suppose.
And yeah, it wasn't even just the end bosses. A lot of the trap tiles were very hard hitting, unforgiving. There was rock goals that had slow and poison.
Ooh, I thought about taking those for a second, and I'm like, no, those still aren't really gonna be worth it. They tend to have a lot of hit points, and I just have one nuke, so.
And I think it was it Cheesinator that found the gas dragons?
I don't
No,
remember
no.
seeing gas
That was the
dragons.
last seed, I think.
Oh.
I know Demon Frog found a guard sentry tile and was trying to make use of that. They
Yeah,
were just doing a little bit too much damage.
Yeah, I saw that. That was in TOF, I think, and I'm like, nah, that one's never really worth it, I don't find.
Little update, Braximus with 106 health. Red Mage, once again, the best mage, nukes down everybody and finishes at 42 minutes and 12 seconds.
GG.
The Red Mage was definitely the MVP.
Well, I actually have to scoot right now, because I am running straight from this into the free Enterprise World Series qualifier. So, good luck to everybody else who is finishing up, and yeah, I will see everybody else on the next set of races.
All right, well, GG Neon. Have a great rest of your night.
And good
Yes.
luck out there.
You
Good
too.
luck
Thank
on
you.
your next race. Yeah.
Thanks.
Solaris Drix, I think, is probably doing the best. Going, oh, well, I say that, and well, he was looking really good, yeah. Oh, one Phantom loved. The only one the only one on that's being shown to have 2 Light Warriors alive, I believe.
So Solaris Strix takes 10th place with an official SRL time of 43 minutes and 34 seconds. And we've got just one more runner finishing up. Aliger Brap is doing a Tover dive, and Edgeworth is working quickly to bring them in.
And it looks like he went right side instead of the left, so he's fighting Tiamat and was it Carrie? Or Crack? Oh.
Yep, gets through Kraken 2, still has all 3 Light Warriors alive.
Apparently,
one of the black belts is pretty low level.
And apparently I can't tell my left from my right. I must have been looking through a mirror.
Alright, we'll see how the Lich Phantom fight goes.
He's got the light axe.
Doing some rather average rolls with the light axe. Hopefully the nuke will do some good rolls here. Not bad, gets a big punch and one of the phantoms is down.
Ooh, the nuclear. Come on, Red Mage. I believe.
We're joined in chat by Braxis Muse. GG, Braxis.
GG.
Real quick, myself plays it asked. I know Edge had explained it, but yeah, all the text speed and everything like that is based on that respond rate. So at 8, which is the highest number, it goes really fast. So, and then it tones it down every number you go down. If you go down to 1, it's like a turtle. You sit there and wait for 10 seconds, and then it says, the next set of text.
Yep. Response rate, that's exactly right. Controls the speed of the text boxes, and so it allows you to set it to a level that's comfortable for you, or if you're running the game as a race, go fast. That's why you see some of the text boxes just fly by.
So Brax, I like your sprite again. Way to bring that out again. Kraken, though, didn't seem too much of a trouble, though, with your black belts being able to kill it very quickly. But then you got to the alternate bosses, and it became a Phantoms becoming the K Honda of the seed.
See, the problem with that seed was, like, we'll start at the beginning. I felt like I was doing really, really well, and I like getting the crown keychain because it's quick XP, but it's like 5 items right there that, you can boost. Also unlocks the key lock chest there in Northwest, which gives you 2 trapped house to check, which usually can be super beneficial, especially if you have those key items. But then I checked Earth Cave in the Giant Hall, found the red ankylos, and decided to do the reset, not realizing that I hadn't saved, and lost probably at least 5 minutes on gathering all that stuff. So I wasn't a huge fan of that. But like, the biggest problem I felt for that whole entire chaos alternate boss wasn't my levels. Like, my black belt was 32. I felt it was sufficient because he was still able to go through those 2 bosses, if not 1 hit, 2 hit, no problem. But once I got to Lich Phantom, it didn't matter like which order I had my party in. I could not get the white shirts off in order to be able to beat it. Once I was able to get the 2 white shirts off there after probably my 15th, 16th try, it went so much easier. They weren't, attacking me as much. They were actually missing a lot. But I just hate some of these cast seeds that I feel that they force you to have to level to like 40 or 50, because I feel like it's unnecessary. But there, like I said, I struggled. A lot of RNG, a lot of turn orders, and I just had to wait till I got the right RNG and turn order, I felt.
Yeah, the Funded is definitely a very rough party, and it's difficult sometimes to figure out what to do. Typically, when I'm fighting the Funded, I feel like there's not much of an opportunity to try to prep defense, so rather than trying to worry about using a white shirt, I prioritize just trying to throw out like nukes or punch down the Phantoms.
Like, the biggest problem was there's 4 of them, and my black belt, it was hit or miss if he could kill 1 in 1 round. So like, I just feel like nuke is a good strat if you get the good hits, but I was hitting for like 101, 120, and they were just like the lowest hits possible. But on that last turn, those nukes were hitting the Phantoms for like 360, 370, and it made it a lot more doable. But getting those 2 white shirts off, I think, is what which made me win there at the end. But I feel like if I could have got those off, my first attempt or second attempt, it could have been a difference of 30 minutes versus 43 minutes.
One thing, it's those Phantoms were definitely a problem. Like, there was a Mage Staff in Corneria. The Light Axe was actually in the Topher chest, which, from what I've seen, has been helping a lot to make up for those low nuke rolls. So using that light axe actually helped to two-turn the phantoms.
See, I didn't realize that you could actually light X the phantoms other than just the liches, because I know the sprites look like undead, but I assume that they were just like the regular eyeballs.
The
Nope,
eye,
phantoms actually do count as undead.
yeah, the eyes aren't, but the phantoms are.
I think I had the light X. If I would have known that, I probably would have thrown it out there. But with the little bit that I had, like, I didn't even feel like I was lacking gear. Although my red mage only had just the ribbon and the gold bracelet, but I just felt like it was just a lot of just bad turn orders there at the end.
Yeah, we had seen one. Yeah, Cheeseinator, I think, that got very. No, it was Neon who got very lucky heals with his red mage, and was able to kill the alternate bosses that way. He got a lot of good turn orders with his Cure 4s. But I think AoE, like how Shadow had explained, was a good way of doing it. Is just mass AoE, try and kill those phantoms ASAP. The nuclear sucks, but at the same time, the phantoms, I think, is the real problem here.